actors. They're expensive and also always unemployed. What's up with that? Get rid of them. YouTube has rules for how to make a good video. I don't want to do any of that. I've got a good microphone, got some lights, and I'm just going to show you what I've been working on because that's what I want to do, and I'm tired of not doing it. You might remember from the last Black Pants video I did, I think, I said I don't know how to do CGI. The most I've ever done is some basic 3D modeling in Blender and used it for like sets and maybe occasional objects in shots. But most of the time I don't do it because I am not well versed in it enough. I'm wearing the same shirt in that clip. But that's no longer true. I have actually made quite a bit of progress. When I first started making movies, I had all these big grand ideas of like scenes and visuals and things that I wanted to create. But I've never had the resources or the money to make those visuals happen. I always had to make compromises. And Blender is the first thing that has given me the opportunity to actually make some of those things. I've been working specifically on remastering the guards themselves. If you haven't seen that, it's linked in the description. It's a movie I made in college. We filmed it on $4,000 with a bunch of film students who didn't know what they were doing. And all things considered, it turned out pretty well. But there were a lot of pieces of it that definitely I had like a bigger vision. So I'm going back and just George Lucasing the hell out of this movie. One of the biggest limitations was that we didn't have nearly as many people as I wanted, which might surprise you. If it doesn't surprise you, it's because you don't know that this movie had over 40 actors in it. It's really easy to take for granted when your inspirations come from like Marvel movies and stuff. Crowds. Coordinating crowds of extras is like a whole thing. The few shots we have where there are crowds, which means there's like 5 extras in the scene. It was just like people from my class the previous day where I'd be like, hey, we're shooting a thing tomorrow if anybody can show up. So I've been experimenting with photo scanning people. Copy Kyle. Oh, no! You take a whole bunch of pictures of like an object or a person, and then you feed those into a software. It can tell the difference between how much a point on the background moves and how much a point in the foreground moves, and then use that information to construct the scene in 3D. You're not gonna get like, you know, a Thanos quality close-up on a face, but that's not ever what I need them for. I just need filler bodies in the background. So I've actually already used some of these photo scans in Door Monster sketches, and you've probably seen them without even noticing that that's what it was. The earliest example is actually in Phasmophobia, where we did full photo scans of me and Thomas. You can see they look a little bit better than the copy Kyle. The only time it actually ended up showing up in the final video is at the very end, where I'm walking in place. We actually shot a green screen element of my legs moving. It ended up being too dark. I couldn't actually cut it out. So I took the 3D model and I uploaded it to Mixamo.com, which is a free website that Adobe owns. You can upload your model, kind of point out where the joints are, and then they have all of these pre-done motion captured animations. You can see here that I actually rebuilt the basic geometry of the room, and then I'm pretty sure was able to light it the same way. And then I just exported that and chopped the legs off and stuck them underneath the actual footage. And you can see we got like an accurate shadow cast from the legs right there too, because it's 3D. So it's just real. I also used these photo scans in Empire of Sin for the wide shots, but you probably didn't even notice them because you very rightfully looked at these shots and thought, that's just game footage. But no, it is in fact a completely reconstructed screenshot, virtually indistinguishable from the actual game, especially if you'd never played it. So if you were wondering what kind of thing we were going to be getting into on this channel, that's a pretty good indication. Definitely some of the best ones that we've done, because we took these with an actual DSLR camera instead of a phone, so there's a lot more detail there. Also, any of the other people that we're fighting in this video, they're all this one guy named Eric. I don't know Eric. I don't know anything about Eric. I just looked up a model of a guy in a suit, and Eric had photo scanned himself and uploaded it for free, so he now has more collective appearances in a Door Monster sketch than some of my own friends. So I'm gonna get into this in a future video, but I've been working on this shot from the original movie where Noam walks up and he sees that his base is being raided. And this entire scene right here, is completely reconstructed. None of this is real. As part of it, I photo scanned myself wearing most of the original guard outfit. I ended up having to remodel the helmet from scratch, but I actually think it worked out better that way because I would have had to redo the visor anyway because of how reflective it is. You can't really take pictures of reflective surfaces for photo scans because it throws off what it thinks it's seeing. And yeah, I've already put them into this scene. And these three guys over here, this dude and that dude, all photo scans. It obviously helps a lot that they're wearing helmets, so I don't have to deal with human faces. The lighting is also being used to my advantage because it's coming from behind them, so like most of them is in shadow. And then usually what gives CGI people and like creatures away is the animation. But there are cheats for that as well. One of them is motion capture, because you just capture the exact way that somebody moves. It gets all those little subtleties. That looks so good. He's got like weight. You can like feel the mass of the body moving. And then these guys, this is my favorite cheat, is I just needed these guys like hanging out, and they could have just been still, but what I actually ended up doing, and this is an Ian Hubert technique right here, is inside, pardon my body horror, there's just this little like stack of bones here. And then this is going to be awful. I very much apologize for this looks, but just focus on this part. The bones just move the whole statue like it's a rubber thing. And if you do the motions subtly enough, it just comes across as like a dude standing and kind of looking around. The light's reflecting off of it realistically, and it just looks real. I'm so excited about this. I also put together a model of Messier, and I did a little test render here just because I was so proud of how it turned out. I had an idea. I really want a library of people to be able to drag into projects whenever I need crowds. It'd be really great to have like a variety of just digital extras to throw into the background, and they're not really that hard to get. So I've included a list of detailed instructions in the description of this video on how to photo scan yourself. So if you would like to make a digital appearance in a future project, whether it might be like a Doormonster sketch, it could be the guards themselves too, and then anytime I use your digital avatar in a future project, I'll credit you in the video as if you were there on set that day. There's two versions of this because I want to make another video soon covering the shot that I've been showing you. I don't think there's enough anarchists being arrested in the scene. I only have this group of 4 and then this dude, and then everybody else is the cops, and I just think it would be better if there were more people actually being arrested. So what I want to do is back here, when this guy gets like pushed, I want him to be pushing him back into a lineup of more people lined up against this wall. So if you want to include your own, the guards themselves, original character Do Not Steal in the actual movie, throw together just like a cheap costume that looks like it would fit within the universe. And again, they're not, I mean, like cheap, like look at this, and whatever you have lying around probably will work. If you send that photo scan in within the next 2 weeks, you might be able to see yourself in the video when I show off this whole shot. And then also you can send me a 3D scan of yourself just in normal street clothes, and that's the one that I'll add to my library to just be used in any variety of shots in the future. And if you're watching this video like a year from now, you can still send it to me because I don't think I can have too many of them. And I think that's pretty much it for now. Let me know if you have any suggestions on things you want to see. I would like to do more things like this because it's not too hard to do. I could probably do like 1 a week, and I'm working on enough stuff to be able to show off something probably every week. So I would really enjoy doing it as long as anyone's enjoying watching it. I also put a Patreon link in the description that's just for my effects work. So if you want to support me in the VFX stuff directly, it's separate from the official Doormonster Patreon. I'm also going to be uploading like project files. Like I'll go ahead and upload the 3D model of the security agent and Messier. So if you can play with those, put them in your own stuff, whatever you want to do with them. Very excited to see your photo scans. Let's make an end plate.